Hi guys, today I want to share with you some tips how to look for a job in Canada. We want to start with creating your resume. Why it's so important? First of all, if you have a right resume, it's like 90% of your success in job finding. If you don't know how to create the right resume, you can go to YMCA or Welcome Center and they will help you for sure. They have staff who works there full time and they will be happy to help you and give you some ideas. Also, you can attend some courses and you can spend some time, but you'll be professional in this field. You'll know how to create right resume and how to act on job interview. So second, if you have already a nice resume, you have to register this resume with the main websites. This is employment websites, it's not just general websites. We'll put some links in the description so you'll see them. It's like Indeed.ca, Monster, and a few more. Also, you have to create your professional profile on LinkedIn. Please don't forget that your resume should reflect job description of the position you apply in, not any other position, exactly position you apply in. And if you have right resume for right position, you can go to this website that you already registered, and you can search for new position like few times a week, at least twice, and you can apply using this resume that you have. And here in Canada we have one issue that we want to talk about. It's overqualified issue. What does it mean? Of course, we are coming here in Canada with some background, like you've been working in one field or another one, and coming here you have to start all over again. And sometimes your experience that you have in your back home country is not really relevant to what you want to find here. So in this case, it was my issue, let's say. When I was creating my resume here, I was telling them, okay, yes, I'm trying to apply for position in admin field, let's say, administration. And I used to work back home in Ukraine as admin, but then I started to work as a lawyer assistant and then as a lawyer, and I've been working for 8 years in this field. And I told them, okay, if I'm going to delete this part, what I'll have in my resume? Like gap, 8 years gap. But they told me, doesn't matter, they don't need this information. Even if you have a gap, even if you have something that's not relevant, it shouldn't be there. If you're applying for position of admin, you should be concentrated on your strong skills and your experience only in this field. So what does it mean overqualified? Overqualified, it means if you're applying for position, let's say admin, like we're talking about myself right now. If you're applying for position admin, but you know how to do it, like you've been manager or whatever, like your position was before, for them, you know too much for these positions. My husband, he was struggling with this overqualified issue for almost 2 years here, because he used to be art director, let's say, back home in Ukraine, and he has a great knowledge in graphic design, and like he knows his stuff. But when he was applying for some positions here, sometimes they were pretty simple and they were refusing because he knew so much, and he was clearing his resume. He left like just few main points, but still he knew too much. So it was very hard for him to find job for almost 2 years because of this overqualified issue. It was hard. It's still hard for me to get this point, honestly, because here, you know, we live in Ontario and we have a lot of new immigrants here, and some of them they've been very good professionals in their countries, and coming here they have to start all over again, and it's hard for them, but they are ready. They're ready for this salary, they're ready for this position, that's fine, just give them a chance. But sometimes it's hard for them to find, so just be ready for this. Don't put that, oh, you know, I'm a great guy, I can do this and something else. Just leave the main parts according to the position they are asking for. Next step, you have to be prepared for the interview. And for some people it's easy, for some people not easy, but in any case you have to get ready for this. It's hard sometimes even in your own language, but in English, coming here in new country, you don't know how to act, what to say, and that's why I'll give you some question they might ask you for interview, and also you can Google it and find them. But my advice is just stand and practice them. And you know what? One more tip that I want to give you. In my back home country, let's say, we like acting very shy. Oh, I don't want to talk about myself that much. You can read it in my resume. I'm a great guy, but I'm not going to say it. Here in Canada, you have to sell yourself. You have to explain what you can do for this company, why they have to hire you, what you can give them, which benefits they can get from hiring you. So this is very important, how you can act on interviews. So here are some questions they may ask you. What can you tell me about yourself? Of course, they're not asking, tell me which year you were born and how many dogs you have at home. No, they're asking about your professional qualities. So just be concentrated and tell them what you can do for this particular company, for this particular position. Can you list your strong qualities, or what weaknesses do you have? Then another question, why should I consider hiring you? And you know, you have to tell them why they have to choose you over 70 more applicants. Another question, where do you see yourself, like, let's say 5, 10, 15 years from now? Why do you want to work here? And actually, it's a great question. And you know, my tip is, when you go to interview, Google this company before. Just make sure you know what they're doing. Make sure you know their CEO or management staff. Make sure you know something interesting about this company. And when they ask you something like that, you can just tell them, oh, you know, guys, I've been looking for position in your company for, let's say, like last 6 months or 1 year or 3 years. And you know what? I noticed that you opened new branch in wherever, like Markham, let's say. And I think I'll be perfect for this position because I know how to do this, this, and this. Oh, I know how to increase your sales. Oh, I know how to work with people. I know. Just show them something that related to this company and how you can fill this position perfectly. It will work amazingly, trust me. Also, they may ask, what is your salary expectation? This is a tricky question. First of all, here in Canada, you won't have just one interview. Usually it's 3-4 interviews on different levels, and they never will discuss your salary on first few of the interviews. So if they asking your expectation on the first interview, just be very smart. Don't give them the numbers and don't tell them, oh, you know, I'm new immigrant here, just give me whatever I'm ready to work for minimum $11.25 an hour. Don't tell them. First of all, you have to do research, your own research in this field. If professionals in this field can get 25-35 an hour, that would be weird if you'll be ready to work for $11.25, right? So get ready for these questions. And also they may ask you, what motivates you? Again, it's up to you to give them your motivations. What makes a good team player? Here in Canada, they pay a lot of attention for people who can work in team and can give amazing results as a team players. And sometimes they also may ask you if you want to hear something from them, if you want to ask them some questions. So it's very important for you to have few questions in your mind in case if they can ask you. It could be so much more questions, but the main point is you have to be ready for this. Just simply practice it in front of the mirror. And the last point I want to mention is build your network. It's very important here in Canada, and you never know if you're making connections, like if you're trying to make new friends or just like be friendly with people, you may get your job only because of these people. Because sometimes even if you send resume, technically it takes 6-7 seconds for the person to look through your resume. And here in Canada, in some companies, resume being selected on the first stage by programs, by computers, so they are scanning them, and then some selected resume goes to HR. So if you know some people in this company, they may give your resume to the right person, and sometimes it means much more than you send resume, and you can get more results if you're going to send as a regular applicant for this position. So it works here. So build your network, and I just want to repeat my points so you'll remember them. First of all, pay attention and create a great professional resume. Then register with major employment websites like Indeed.ca, Monster, and some other. Create professional profile on LinkedIn, and create resume for position you are applying. Sometimes you have to spend some time and make some changes according to position and to this company, but better spend time because it's your future. If you will send the same resume for 200 companies, it won't work. Each resume should be modified to each company. That's how it works here. Then pay attention for overqualified issue. Just be concentrated on what they ask and just cut some parts from your resume. Next point, prepare yourself for the interview and build your network. That's what will help you here to find the job. I hope these tips will be helpful for you, and if you have some questions, just ask me. Thank you. Bye now.